Hi, this is Joan Norton. It's July 2nd. Everyone's getting ready, I think, for hot dogs and hamburgers, and hopefully we'll finally see the sun. It will be a good, I hope, July 4th. The reason I'm giving the broadcast now is that very soon you will be receiving your statements, your June 30th statement. And that will be coming out in the next week or so. So again, I wanted to give you a little update in terms of what's happening in the market. It's been quite a little roller coaster, and we can talk about that and a couple of other things as well. Okay, let's talk about this roller coaster that I'm referring to. You'll notice that this was done the 26th, I believe, of June. Obviously, it's July 2nd. It's changed, but please draw your attention to 03. You see how the market went down then. Also, of course, our favorite, look at 09, how the market went down. And those of you that have been seeing me recently, you know, here's the mantra, but I'm going to say it again. The media said when we saw that downcast between 08 and 09, it would be decades before the market would see the 14,000. And again, this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is the 30 largest United States companies. It's an indication of how the economy is. For instance, General Electric's on that. General Electric's the only one that's been on there continuously since the Dow Jones 30 started. But anyway, the media said decades, guys, and that means 20 years, right? Plural, decades. Okay, so if we look at where 09 is, and we see where the market went, look off to your right, somewhere around the beginning of 2013, the end of 2012, we see that in fact it went to 14, and many of you remember sometime, I think towards the middle of June, we saw the market somewhere around 15,600. Now it's right around 15. Again, it's bouncing around. This is to be expected. People make money, according to Warren Buffett, when the market goes down, not when the market goes up. You want to buy low and sell high. Remember, when you get your statements, you're getting dividends. Most of you will be getting dividends. Look at the dividends, because if the market's low, you get more shares, and that is, in fact, how you acquire increased earnings. So again, this is the Dow Jones. Just wanted to let you know it's certainly better than it was. I know some of you keep track on a daily basis what the price per share is. Please don't do that. You have CNN to do that. You have Wolf Blitzer to do that. What you're looking for is not from day to day. You're not a day trader. You're an investor. And all of you have goals, whether they be retirement or college funding or a big trip you're going to take in a few years, or and maybe addition to the house. All of your goals are not from day to day. Okay, let's talk about cash-rich companies. The reason I'm doing this is the fact that we've got a lot of companies in the United States here that have a tremendous amount of money, and we're talking here billions, okay? It's not listed, but Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, he recently purchased Heinz, and the news media said, why are you doing that? You know, this was at the beginning of the year when everyone thought it was going to be a bad year. Anyway, he said, because I'm getting nothing in the banks in terms of my money. So I want to go into the market where I can get regular dividends, and Warren saw Heinz as an example of that day-to-day kind of company. People would always purchase Heinz ketchup, and that's what he was looking at. He was looking at the dividends that Heinz would produce. So we have a lot of companies here, Apple, Microsoft, Google, etc., that have a lot of money just hanging out in bank accounts, basically, earning the low interest rates that you people are learning. And again, will they be moving some of that money to acquire different companies? If they see a good value, I think they will. I don't know, but the guess on Wall Street is this: they can't continue to appease shareholders with earning, a quarter of a % or half a point in a money market. So that's a good sign that they have that much cash, and they're going to be buying when the market takes a downturn. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in terms of diesel prices. Why do we care about diesel prices? Almost everything is trucked in the United States, unfortunately. We have this great highway system that started under the Eisenhower administration, but everything is trucked. And we're looking at the cost of diesel. It's diesel trucks. You'll see '09 to 2012, huge jump. Again, what this means is this is why you're paying more at the supermarket. This is why you're paying more at for any kind of supplies, whether it's paper or computer or a dress or a shirt or whatever. This is the reason why. I'm bringing this to your attention because one of the things that Warren Buffett has recently been doing is acquiring railroads. And his belief, I did attend his shareholders meeting, by the way, as I believe I mentioned in the last webcast. His belief is that more and more corporations are going to have to look to railroads and the resurgence of the railroads. That's his belief. And we'll see that that is a much more cost-effective way than having these diesel trucks that are on the highway. So again, anytime you see situations where prices are going up like this, you'll always see the good side, and then you'll always see an opportunity to purchase. And according to Warren Buffett, he thinks railroads really are the future in terms of transporting goods. Okay, let's talk about auto sales. You'll notice here that there was a big drop-off, and a lot of people, because of the recession that we had, very bad recession, people lost a lot of jobs. You'll see it really just tumbled like crazy, and now we're in a resurgence. And auto sales, many of you have seen it, many of you haven't. People that were putting off purchasing automobiles, now they're buying them. And you can see that some of the age of the cars here, look at that bottom graph, average age of the vehicles. You know, here we are looking here, we're looking at about 11 years. So we are seeing a resurgence in automobile sales. Of course, that triggers more are going to be produced. That means more jobs, etc. So there's very good signs in the economy. I know you don't see this in the media. It's up to me to advise you of this. But again, if you've got an 11-year-old car, even if it's a Toyota, you might be thinking, geez, do I really want to put another brand new set of tires on it, a fan belt, and things like that? And that's what people are weighing. It's very old because you'll see earlier to the left, you'll see the average age of the car was 8 or 9 years old. So again, a lot of people are going to be shopping for cars, already have, but are certainly going to be looking for deals this summer and fall when the 2014s come out. And the other thing I wanted to let you know is we're talking about natural gas, and we're talking about a big boom that's happening in this country. Again, it's been talked about in The Economist, their outlook, and we're seeing, this is from the Wall Street Journal, we're seeing that natural gas is really sort of our Mideast, if you will, in terms of oil production. Natural gas, we have a tremendous amount of it. We have it in Pennsylvania, we have it in the Midwest, in Wyoming, and a lot of other the middle states. We're seeing a tick up in terms of employment there. I wanted to let you know that this is another big boom area that's occurring in this country. And again, this isn't things necessarily you see on the media, but in fact, this is happening. You're seeing, very positive employment signs in the Midwest. You can freeze frame anything along the way. What I have here is this is the 2013 tax rate. As many of you know, I had a workshop here a few weeks ago. We talked about tax changes and things like that, what we could expect for 2013. A lot of clients there had questions about, well, what was going on in 2012, what's going on in 2013. There was tremendous discussion about there were going to be some tax changes in 2013 because the increases that they had on the so-called wealthy over making, I believe, $250,000, it would not be enough to sustain the cost that we're incurring. Interesting factor here is, I guess there's something, somebody told me this, I guess the IRS is I guess, spying on people or something, and we have agencies, and I guess the IRS had a couple of, I don't know, parties in Las Vegas and stuff. Anyway, it seems like this might not be a good year to increase taxes, even though a lot of people thought in Washington thought taxes would be increased this year. We're probably looking at taxes being increased next year. How that will affect you, that's my job, is to let you know. It certainly, we're not taking in enough money to pay for our bills, as all of you know. The interesting thing, though, is no one in the media, as far as I know, has pointed this out. The baby boomers are getting older. You know, those people that were born between 1945 and 55, 60, right in through the other 10 to 15 year period. And they're hitting something called required minimum distribution. And just to advise all of you, you've been saving, and yes, your taxes were dropped when you were working, and your 401k, and you were contributing to an IRA and all of that. That's called tax deferred. That doesn't mean tax free. A Roth is tax free. Tax deferred is your 401k, and it's an IRA. Well, at 70 and a half, you're required by the IRS to take an RMD, a minimum required distribution. And if you don't do that, it is a 50% penalty, plus you're taxed. So again, we send notifications out to clients, the different investment companies send notification out. Take that seriously. Okay, you don't want to be in a situation just throwing your mail away and then find out that your tax preparer didn't remind you that now you're 71 or 72 and you've got 2 years of penalties. So again, those of you that approaching age 70, contact my office. It's a required minimum distribution. We can set you up so it automatically comes out, even if you're taking money out. Don't just feel that that's going to be enough. They use something called different types of tax tables, the IRS does, to determine how much you have to take out. So I always say to people, even if you're taking money out, just sign up for the required minimum distribution so there's not a problem. Because again, you do not want to be in a situation where you're going to have to pay a 50% penalty. So. Okay, let's talk about taxes. This happens to be Franklin Templeton. There are other companies that also have mutual fund companies that also have muni bonds. Those are municipal bonds, and they're Massachusetts municipal bonds. The situation here is the fact that we do have a tax-free situation with Franklin Templeton, but we also have Eaton Vance. There are other companies. Fidelity has a tax-free Massachusetts bond. So a lot of companies do, but I chose to use Franklin Templeton. And what we're seeing here is we're seeing the reinvestment of your dividends. A lot of people are looking at these. They're totally tax-free. You put the money in after tax. We just talked about required minimum distributions. I have a lot of people that are doing that, and they're saying, geez, I really don't need $20,000. I only need $15,000. What am I going to do with this other $5,000? I'm not going to need this money for several years. So in many cases, this is a good option. You are free of federal tax and you are free of state, Massachusetts tax. Now, many of you are aware of the fact that the governor of Massachusetts had been talking, I believe he still is, about increasing the Massachusetts tax to 6.3 from 5.3. So clearly, this will have a positive effect on mass munis because people are looking for tax-free. I can put the money in. I never have to take it out if I don't want to. I can collect my dividends. They grow tax-free, etc. Now, is this a good choice for you? Please look over to the right-hand side. I don't know. I have to find out, sit down with you and see what's your time horizon. Okay, what's your risk tolerance? What's the likelihood, quite frankly, that the state of Massachusetts will go out of business? Right now, Massachusetts is one of the highest rated credit-worthy states. So is this a good option with you? Certainly talk with me. Those of you that have your taxes prepared, your tax advisor, certainly talk with them. But for a lot of people that used to be, let's say, 5-year CD people, they're re-upping now, and they're saying, what is this? I'm only getting 1 point. Maybe this is worth considering before you re-up into that CD. Maybe it isn't. Again, that's why you need to sit down with me. But tax-free, there's very little that's tax-free. And again, most economists do feel that next year is going to be an increase in taxes, unfortunately for the middle class, and might be worthy of your consideration. So now let's talk about pleasant things other than taxes, right? We have our prom again, called the client event. We have it every year. This year it's going to be Sunday, September 15th. Please mark your calendars. Save the date. We're going to be mailing out invitations in August, and we're going to have a murder mystery. There'll be some interesting characters that will be there. It'll be audience participation. And remember, those of you who went to the Joey and Maria's wedding, it'll be that type of thing. The audience and the actors will be involved with each other. So come prepared. We're going to have to guess who murdered who. Was there a murder? It's sort of like CSI. Anyway, save that date. You do not have invitations now. You will be getting them in August. Please indicate that if you want to attend or don't want to attend. This is my big client event that we have every year. Again, I'll review things as they are at that particular point in September. We'll get some more information, know how the summer sales go. But again, would love you to come. Please bring friends. This is how I meet your friends and again new clients. Some people maybe are saying, geez, I haven't been doing so well. Maybe working with me you have been. You might say, gee, why don't you come? It's a free meal. It's going to be in Florian Hall, free parking. It's going to be on a Sunday, so most of you are available. Have them meet with me, and even if they don't become clients, certainly they can get some information that will assist them. But again, I would like you to invite people and come here. Expect to have a good time. We always do at these events, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all. So enjoy the summer. Have a good July. And again, please RSVP when you do get these in the mail. Thank you.